So just to let everybody know, I'm fishing the Chattahoochee River down on the Riverwalk, just down past the ironworks. I've had some luck under some structure, catching some blue cats, like fallen trees, different things like that. I'm trying now to catch them off of this ridge that runs along the Georgia side. And so it goes off the bank about 10 feet at about 4 foot, and then it drops off another 8. So I'm hoping to catch something on that ridge. Thinking they might be using that for cover. I did catch a blue cat right away as soon as the bait hit the water here, but that was about 20 minutes ago. Haven't really had any more bites. I'm just digging around with this skipjack rig over here, kind of letting it jig in the water a little bit, see if anything bites it. I have plenty of skipjack though. I got about another hour before I think I'm done for the day. Been out here since about 10 o'clock. Hasn't been super productive. Went to the Flathead Hole under the falls in downtown Columbus. Hooked onto a couple, but they got me hung up pretty quickly. So it was getting expensive to fish down there. So I came down here. And mostly been blue cats all day. Bunch of skipjack. This pole right here is getting hit now. See if anything comes of it. Be nice if that cloud stayed right there, man. It's been warm today. This is my first time going live on YouTube. So I'm not sure if there's a window I'm supposed to see for chat or anything. That might pop up, I don't know. I went live yesterday on Facebook and caught, it was chaos. My camera kept falling over. But I did catch 2 blue cats, 2 big ones, right during all the chaos. I did put that out as a short video on my channel. If you wanted to see it, it's called Live Streaming Chaos or Chaos Wild Live Streaming, something like that. We're supposed to have a storm front. Well, I don't know if it's storm front, but there's a possibility of rain later today, like 6 o'clock. So I was kind of hoping that that might come in a little early and activate them. But fishing's not been bad today. It's just not been as good as it has been. I got a big old headpiece I'm waiting to put on. Skipjack headpiece. It might happen soon. Normally I'd have one pole out in the channel and one pole on the ledge, but that first catfish that hit so fast I thought maybe they were stacked up. So I put both on this side. One upstream, one downstream. The one downstream has not gotten even bumped, but the one upstream is getting bumped, and now I got slack in the line, so something's wrong with it. I gotta figure out a better angle. This doesn't, a big guy in a little boat doesn't make this look good. I don't know if anybody saw, but I recently purchased a sabiki rig off of Amazon. It's like 8 of the tiniest little jigs. You put a weight at the bottom, you tie it onto your line. Man, that thing has been killing the skipjacks. The the hooks are so small, I was like, there's no way that anything's going to bite this. But the skipjacks seem to hit it better than they do a curly tail jig. Like no short bites. Like I was getting lots of short bites on curly tail jig setup, but that sabiki rig seems to be doing it. I would recommend getting a bigger hook though. I'd got a 6. Probably go a 4 or a 3. They're like $8 and I got like 12 of them. They come pre-packaged. You pull one end out, tie it to your line, then you pull the rest of it out. You have to have a long pole though. I currently have it on a little ultralight, which is fun, but the pole's not long enough. So to cast it, I have to put the end of it in the water and then throw it out, because the swivel will get into your eyelets if you reel it up too far. And it's longer than the pole that it's currently on. You can work with it, but I'd recommend a long pole. Like if you had a shell cracker pole, that'd be great. Even a cane pole or something like that, where you can get it out there and jig it, probably work really well. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there were about 8 to 10 of these little guys on there. And you wouldn't think anything would be able to hit that. But the skipjacks, man, they've been tearing that up. They just... And to cast it, so there's the swivel, and it's longer than the pole. Here's the weight I have tied onto it. It's longer than the pole. So to cast it, I just put it over here. And on the ultralight with the light line, it'll cast a mile. And I just vary my reeling it in. I don't even play with it all that much. I just reel it fast and then stop, reel it fast and then stop. Really kind of hoping I catch one with that cast. I think I'm going to reel in my baits, put on fresh bait, see if anything bites. This one doesn't even feel like it has a bait on it. Yeah, something, a gar or something, turtle maybe, took my bait. Let's put the headpiece on there. All right, got the headpiece down. If you go to Walmart to buy a pole, I bought this Zebco Bite Alert because I'm not quite ready for a bait caster with a clicker on it. So I thought this would be the kind of in between, but that bait clicker doesn't really work, or the Bite Alert doesn't really work. It never really goes off. It goes off in the current, but it doesn't go off when something is hitting, which I think is the whole point of it. Using some cut up skipjack. Alright. Still haven't figured out the best place to mount my phone when I'm doing these lives. The phone tends to move. It's in a good secure spot, but I'm using the invisible selfie stick for the Insta360, and it swivels. I just need to lock it down. get something. I need to make the icons bigger on this live thing. Don't think this is set up for old guys. Oh, it just came off. I'm going to leave it there, see if it comes back. That's the bad thing about having both poles on this side in a little boat. I have to have one kind of behind me, and it's hard to see on the occasion. And the Chattahoochee River is weird water. The river is flowing that way. I do believe that's eventually south. All water flows south, I think. But the surface water is going the opposite way. So I get a lot of sway in the boat. I have a drift sock out, and that helps. But there's a lot of sway. I'm anchored. I tried 2 anchors front and back. 2 anchors just took up a lot of room. I couldn't really control it. The drift sock helps. That's not perfect. No, man, I did order a mic. It was supposed to get here yesterday, but Amazon, of course, 2-day shipping actually is 3 to 5 days. So it'll probably be there when I get home. I'm definitely going to have a mic here in the near future. So you can't hear me is what you're saying. Well, if you're having a hard time hearing me, I appreciate you sticking around. Cool. I did order a mic. If you have an Insta360 or even your phone with Bluetooth capability, Insta makes this Insta360 makes this mic that's like $36. You don't need a receiver for it, so it keeps your action cameras waterproof, and it just clips to your shirt magnetically, and it connects Bluetooth. So the audio should improve in the future. It's like $36. I couldn't believe how cheap it was, considering what they're charging for their cameras. I look like the Burra lacquer. Man, that print is too small for me. I have glasses on under here because I'm nearsighted. But these glasses that go over my glasses are polarized, so they help with fishing a lot. Cool that some people have showed up to here. I didn't know what to expect. My line just went slack here. Hopefully that means something picked it up and swam toward me. That's the headpiece. Boat traffic on the river today has been pretty minimal. I expected to be filled up. Yesterday, the flathead spot under the falls was so full of boats that I didn't even go up there. Not until the end of the day. Caught 1 flathead. but I went to look at my footage, and it was all sorts of messed up. I don't know what happened. It was crazy. This live thing's pretty cool to be able to be out on the river and kind of put your content out there. I've never been a big YouTube guy. I mean, I watch all the great YouTubers, especially the fishing one. Captain Ken is a local guy here who guides on the river. I think he's from West Point, but he guides on the river. And got to talk to him yesterday. He's really cool. River Certified. He's my favorite catfish guy on YouTube right now. I've watched every single one of his videos. I'd like to do long content like he does, 30-minute, 45-minute videos. But man, he can talk to the camera so easily. It's easy to talk to you guys because it's live. It's almost like a conversation. But just being out on the river, it feels like you're talking to yourself. Thought I had something there. Is the wind noise real bad? When I get the new mic, it'll have a wind guard on it. I might pull that back one, put it back out in the main channel and see what happens. I think the catfish are pre-spawn right now, so they should be eating. The catfish I've caught have not had any indications of spawning. No roughed up tails, no, fighting marks or anything like that. Oh, something took my bait. Hard to pay attention, I guess, when you're talking to the camera. I said that was my last cast, but that's never true when you're fishing, is it? Wouldn't mind catching one of these gar, man. There are gar everywhere around me. Good thing about using headpieces, it's a durable chunk. It ain't going to come off, so something's going to have to eat it. But to be honest, I never really had a lot of luck with the headpieces. Not as consistently anyway. Like, like just regular skipjack. Told the wife I'd be off the river around 4. We'll see if that happens. People on the river walk. So in Columbus here, we have 26 miles or something like that of walking trails that are nice and paved and shaded all along the river. You go through the whole city, but mostly the river. People hear me out here talking, they think I'm crazy. And the gar are everywhere. I don't know if you could hear that. One just went right here. Came up, gulped, and then big tail splash. I don't know if anybody saw, but a few videos ago, I had caught a big gar. It was right here in this spot, maybe 50 yards up a little bit. About 3.5, 4 foot long, probably 20, 25 pounds. That's a guesstimation. I did not have scales. Guessing weight on the internet is kind of a taboo thing to do, apparently. I posted my personal best flathead and blue cat caught in the same day a couple weeks ago. And in the Facebook groups for Georgia fishing, mainly Columbus and Georgia fishing, I said, hey, I caught my personal best, and then I guessed the weight. Man, people disagreed. Let's just say people disagreed. And I was excited. So I could have been off. I don't think so, though. I mean, I've been fishing my whole life. I have a pretty good sense for that. I saw something recently that kind of intrigued me. Somebody had a thumper for striped bass. Have you guys ever heard of that? They built an ammo box, that mechanism that thumped against the bottom of the boat and drew in the bait fish. Has anybody ever heard anything about that? Anything like that? I've never heard that. I was always told to be quiet while fishing. If that's some sort of gag, well, I fell for it because I watched like 3 videos on it. Noise can't be too much of a factor because I'm on this boat, man. It's plastic and it makes a lot of noise whenever I move around. I suppose I could just sit here and knock on the side of it and see what happens. Might end up the day with not catching anything on the live stream. Thought for sure. Yesterday, man, I caught two good ones in a super chaotic moment. Still landed them. Thought I might be able to get some of that luck again today. Maybe I'll catch a skipjack. Where I come from, I'm from Kansas. I've only lived in Georgia for about 2 years. And we don't have skipjack in Kansas. We have white bass, stripes, hybrids. But we mostly have shad. Gizzard shad, threadfin shad. And that's what all those fish follow during that time of the year that you guys have skipjack here. So learning how to fish for skipjack, man, that's been super fun. And I know they're not around all the time or in the abundance that they are now. The amount of fish that's in this river is crazy. The amount of fish that people keep are crazy. I don't mean that negatively. I just meant that the river can support that much culling of any type of stock that's in the river already. It's not something that is like that at home. There's limits. Something just moved this big hip piece. Probably a gar picking up and moving it around. Here comes a nice boat here. I'm gonna turn the camera around, see if you guys can see this boat coming. They got a nice setup. 16 to 18 feet. Nice cover. That's fishing and luxury right there. That's 60 to 80 grand that I don't want to drop on a boat. Not yet. I did buy a new boat though. So this is my first boat. I own a 8-foot pond prowler. You know, those plastic boats they sell at like hardware stores and Bass Pro Shops and Menards and different places like that. And it's been fantastic. But when I am done for the day, like I can stand up in it and everything, but I wouldn't recommend it. Somebody my size, I wouldn't recommend it. But I did buy a 14-foot John boat. Came with a 7-horsepower Chrysler motor, which I didn't even realize Chrysler made outboards. But maybe I'll get a boat by here. But so I am in the process of fixing that up. I don't know, 14 feet. I don't know if I can call myself big guy in a little boat anymore though. I will be selling this boat once that boat is ready, including the Hang Guy outboard that I bought for it. Little Chinese clone of some sort of Honda something or other. It works, it pushes. It's slightly better than a trolling motor, though not by much. I do feel like I have better control in the currents. So like when I go up to the falls and stuff, I do feel like I have more control than a trolling motor. But really something like this, I have a 30-pound thrust trolling motor. It works pretty well. If you're fighting current all day though, that battery will not last as long as you think it will. I think I'm going to take that pole that's behind me and put it out in the main channel before I go. Oh, hung up. I think it was just grass. Fresh chunk of skipjack. I caught that blue cat just a minute ago on this ledge so fast. 2-3 minutes the bait was in the water and just got slammed by an angry blue cat. Not a big one, but an angry one. I thought, well, I'm going to go live because surely I'll catch something. It's been about 45 minutes, if not longer. I haven't caught anything else. I think that's how it works, so. I'm just fishing the bottom today. I don't even have any floats on or any rattles or anything. Just a no-turn weight, a steel leader, and bait. I think I can use my 360 camera, the Ace Pro 2. I think I can use that as my live camera. If I decide to go live, I can just connect through my phone. And I can mount my camera like I have my phone currently mounted. and it might do a better job. And I think I can see the chat stuff by monitoring through the phone. So if you asked a question and I missed it, I'll reply later on when I get home. My 360 camera's running out of juice. I've been an Insta360 guy for a while. I wanted the Ace Pro 2 for a long time, but I had the original Insta that was modular. It came with a 360 camera and a 4K high definition cinematic lens. You just swapped them out. I had that forever, and then I started doing fishing videos, and never found a real good way to mount it, and not secure anyway. And that thing took a dip in the water twice while charging. So I ended up being forced to buy a new camera. I got the Ace Pro 2. I absolutely love it. And I had the 360 module that I was using on there, so I get some 360 video. Well, when that went kapooey, I ended up having to buy a 360 camera as well. And I went with the Akaso, which is like a budget version of the Insta360 X5. It does all right. The footage is a little, it does 5K, 30 frames per second, but it does okay. You can always tell when I switch angles in my videos, the quality difference. Normally when I'm fishing, I'll have a timer going on my phone, 15 minutes, and I let a bait set for 15 minutes. And if nothing hits, but I like the spot, I'll pull the bait, rethrow it again, maybe slightly different, freshen up the bait if I need to, or I'll just hop to a different spot. I haven't really done that today. I've just been kind of setting. Maybe that's been my issue. Go ahead and turn that 360 off unless I need it. Just recast out into the main channel with a fresh chunk of skipjack, down to one chunk, and I need to get off the river, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in the water. That way I'm not tempted to stick around any longer. But I bet if I came out later in the day and stayed till sunset, the bite would be a little bit better. But I got out late today. I got on the river about 10 o'clock. I think it's a little after 3 now. But I've caught 4 or 5 blue cats, hooked into a couple of flatheads at the flathead hole, but they took me under structure and I had to break off. I didn't have to break off. That's just what happened. How many of you guys are local? Like to Georgia. I get a lot of people find my content from hashtag Chattahoochee River. It must be a bunch of you. All right, I think I'm going to sign off and get ready to get off the river. Thanks for watching.